what's up everybody? This is Captain Sexy Pants and welcome to your next episode of Watch It and Review It. Today's movie, Death Note, was recommended by Troy Clark, and against my better judgment, I'm going to go upstairs and sit through this. I'll be back down in a while and let you guys know exactly what I thought about it. Hey everybody, what's going on? So I just got done watching Death Note, and I've decided to start my own. Troy Clark, my brother from another mother, my homie through and through, has been suggesting I watch this movie for a couple weeks now, if not a couple months. So I finally sat down and decided to give it a view. So I'm going to open up my Death Note, even though mine says Captain Sexy Pants on it. It must be true because it's on the... And here are some notes that I took for this motion picture I watched. And I'm just going to read you the notes, unedited, and this is what I came up with. A notebook literally falls out of the sky. In the very beginning of the movie, a notebook literally falls out of the sky. Right in front of this kid who's been bullied and abused and mistreated and all this other nonsense. Oh yeah, he got caught selling homework. So he's a flawed individual. Demonic porcupine who loves apples. The Olympia beer that the dad was drinking in Seattle, nice touch. Created a fictional character, Kira, for cover-up. I also started making a list and keeping track of how many people that Kira killed. And my best guess is it's close to over 400. In the beginning of this movie, when the first person dies, the bully, that the first name that Light writes down in the book, when the first kid dies, it's very Final Destination-esque. And I laughed and giggled. It was great. This movie is great for your gorehounds out there. If you're not into gore, this is a movie you should probably skip. The movie on its own was actually not bad. It wasn't great. It seems to be typical with when they take these Japanese anime, TV series, OVAs, movies, whatever it happens to be, and then converts them into live action. It never really seems to come across very well. This is also true of the Japanese live action versions of Death Note that came out, I don't know, years and years ago. And it's from a manga. So here's the chain of events here. We have a manga, an anime, a live action movie, Japanese, and then a live action American. This is a lot of steps to go through, and I'm really kind of amazed at how well it was actually able to show up and hold up. The movie itself is not... I was ready to hate it. I was ready to come down here and say, oh my god, this is fucking stupid. What was I thinking? Troy, you're off my friends list. I'm never going to speak to you again. I don't care how cute you look in a dress. It's just not going to happen. Never. And then after about 15 minutes into it, I stopped taking notes. And I kicked back on the couch, and my dog came and jumped up in my lap, and actually had a pretty good time with it. If anybody's familiar with the anime or with the Japanese live-action movies or the manga, I had no point of reference at all. I kind of knew what the story is about because I seem to remember seeing a trailer for one of the Japanese movies years ago, and I think maybe I've seen maybe 1 or 2 episodes of the actual show itself. This movie isn't bad. Usually the movies that come out on Netflix tend to be not good. As far as like the Netflix originals, usually when I see Netflix original and it's tied to a movie, it's kind of a, I don't know. So I tend to avoid those. This is probably the first one. This and what was that other one called? The Ritual. The Ritual is the only other movie that I've seen that was a Netflix original that I really liked. I was pleasantly surprised. The movie itself, like I said, it's about this book. It falls out of the sky. and this kid catches it, and a demon or a death god hands him the book, and he's like, okay, this is yours, read the rules, do the homework. And being this kid's trying to do better, he takes out his notebook, and he starts looking online for all of the criminals who got out of jail free, or escaped, or for whatever reason didn't get caught. So it's a very vigilante effort. And he, of course, ends up with a girlfriend who she gets her 2 cents in there too. And then all of a sudden they're killing off the FBI agents that are looking for Kira. And it just kind of goes downhill from there. There are lots of small and minute things that you really kind of have to pay attention to when you're trying to figure out the lore and the mythos and the mythology for this, for what happens at the ending. Now, as it stands, I'm really not quite sure what happened at the end with the ninja super intelligent investigator guy with a page from the book out of a calculus book, and there's all these names written on it, and you never get to see like what the text is up here. You just get to see a bunch of names down here. So now that I've turned this page out of my Death Note, I have to burn it to make sure none of the people that I wrote on this died in Captain Sexy Pet's Death Note. Oh, let's write Death Note on it too. Death Note. There we go. Captain Sexy Pants, Death Note. So, like I said, there's so many rules, and literally when he's flipping through the book, there's like pages and pages of rules, and only a few pages with a bunch of people's names on it. The movie is worth a watch. So we'll get right down to the brass tacks, and I'll give you the score on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being Bad Bob and the Mandela Effect, and 5 being The Crow. I'd give it a 2.5. 2.75. I really can't go any higher than that because the movie wasn't great, but it was perfectly fine. It was like something that you would find in a Redbox and go, oh, we should watch this. And by the way, if anybody else wants to watch Death Note, it is currently available on Netflix. In the immortal words, that's going to be it for tonight's Watch It and Review It, where I watch a movie, immediately come down, no edits, no cuts, review the movie, and sit down and watch it, let you guys know what I think about it. In the immortal words of my favorite YouTuber of all time, Sunnyside, a peace.